Yeah.
Right. So, any question from previous class? No. Start from seeing the schedule. Right. This is the schedule. So I could not finish up my presentation on Tuesday. So it was delayed. So I finish up my part. And then Julpika will lead on to design or ocean plant, and also go on to discussion session led by Chung-Gu-Gang. And then I may go on to my part of a field of ocean plant for today schedule. All right. Any question on schedule? Oh, okay. All right. And also I'll show you the schedule. Make a class of this one. We made a decision on make a class hours as a Monday evening, one session. And also the project team is made like this one. We will have 3 teams. So the schedule for next week on Thursday, we will have a project proposal presentation. Okay, then we go on to my part of class. So, ocean plant engineering, this one. All right. And we stopped around this one. Right. So collaboration among several different domain experts are required for plant construction, including instrumentation and control, piping layout and process, chemical process, electrical, equipment, mechanical, civil, and health, safety, and environment.
So by process, it's strictly chemical?
Sorry?
So by process, you mean it's chemical process only?
Usually. Not always, but usually. Plant. How can you say a power plant? Nuclear power plant. It's also plant, right? But there are not so many chemicals there. Okay? But if you count all the plants around the world, I guess more than 50% is chemical process, including oil and gas, pharmaceutical, water treatment.
Oil rigs, is that a chemical process?
Oil rigs, yes. They processing oil to make a clean gasoline or diesel or right.
Isn't that a physical process?
Okay, you are saying there is no chemical reaction sometimes, right?
Yes.
But there, yeah, right. I'm not sure whether is a little, there may be, but little chemical reaction inside, the kind of But how do you say the refinery, oil refinery? Is it a chemical process or physical process? How do you think?
I think it's a mixture of both. If we make like compound gases or something by adding in, like there are some chemical oil refineries with. Oh no. I'm not sure. Probably it's physical.
But ordinary people are saying this is a chemical process, right?
I see. Okay.
For
Okay.
more exactly, I don't know. I'm not sure. We need to ask to chemical engineers or chemistry. All right, let's go on to next slide. Same concept with a different figure. There are engineering disciplines. Process is a chemical process. Equipment is mechanical, usually health, safety, civil, layout, piping, instrumentation, electrical, almost same. And there's a table of discipline, engineering discipline, and activities. Activity means some kind of producing drawings, design drawings. Diagrams is also a kind of a drawing, design. So geographical drawing, architecture drawing, calculation, equipment or material specification, data sheet, site works specification. Those are necessary documentation or drawing for a plant construction and engineering. And at each discipline, the process engineer, chemical engineer, they produce diagrams and calculation and equipment. Equipment is usually mechanical, civil, piping. Right? So they do electrical work. All right. And the safety or risk from ocean plant project. I mentioned some in the previous session on Tuesday. Each project requires different specification for equipment and design. Let me explain this way. I want to build my home at Daejeon area somewhere. But I did already 10 years ago. I did build my home another place. So this time I want to make another new, to build a new home for my family. But 10 years ago, it was a wood-made home. So it is different from this time. This time I want to make a brick or brick-based home this time. And also my family members are different because my children are already grown up and married. So we only have my wife and myself, 2 persons, and also 10 years older than before. So this time I want to do different, build a different home. And this one, so I could not build myself my home, right? I should ask some constructor, give them money and give them my idea, and then they build for us. So this kind of thing is, we call this as specification. This time I want to build a home smaller than 10 years ago, and also based on brick walls rather than wood, and size can be smaller than before, and money is also reduced, right? And location is different. So that kind of thing is, we are saying different specification. For equipment, I want to do, this time I want to attach a solar panel on top of the roof, and boiler can be made of a company specific to in my mind, something like that. And then different procedure of design, construction, and survey can be coming. And return to the ocean plant system. It is very big and expensive. I mentioned in ICHIS project of Australia, it can be a 2 billion, 3 billion money. So it's a big, big project. So that we need to have a good procedure of design, construction, survey, validation, and test. Now, the loss or risk coming with the cost increase due to increase of number of procurement of equipment. Hey, say, when the constructor to my home, new home, he designed the home to me and then discussed with me, and then we agreed, and then we did have a contract with the money and schedule and something like that. And he, the constructor, purchased number of bricks, say 1,000 bricks, but he made a mistake of something calculation that finally he found out that to build my new home, he need 1,200 bricks. That kind of thing can happen in big project. So this one is saying cost is more due to increase of number of procurement of bricks or equipment. And another thing is delay, the time delay in procurement and test of equipment and material. One time the drill tower for the chemical plant, or for my home, my wife want to put chandelier coming from France because she like very beautiful chandelier she saw from her friend's house. So she want to do same chandelier to my new home. But the chandelier should be imported from France. But there was a delay because of the Corona-19 something. It happens because of delay. So that the construction schedule, due to this delay of chandelier procurement, the whole construction schedule is delayed together. And sometimes the test of equipment, whether I purchased a boiler, but boiler has a loose, water is leaking something. Right. So schedule delay due to new procedure for each project. Something new, because we did not do, the constructor never made a brick wall house before. And also he never has experience with purchasing chandelier from France. That kind of thing can make a delay. So domestic instead of importing, suppliers cannot join the procurement process due to the high specification. This is for the Korean shipbuilding companies. The owner is coming from Norway or Greek. The requirement specification coming from the client is very high level in terms of reliability, in terms of quality, in terms of safety. But supplier or maker, production of such equipment from China or from Korea is not capable of producing such a high level safety level or reliability level equipment. Then we need to purchase from other country, from Western country or something. So it can make a delay. Right. So this is a chart I saw from a company in Samsung Engineering. This is the biggest engineering company in Korea. there are, say, 5,000 people are working in this company. They do only engineering. Engineering means a design usually. Right? Well, in this picture, they are saying one specification, one code, one transaction, one entry, one site, one user interface. Right-hand side is the same story, but with more detailed explanation. It means because say for a car, to construct a car, do you know how many components are used to construct a car?
20,000.
Hmm?
Around 20,000.
20,000. Right. How do you know this? Well,
I just heard from
yeah.
a class.
All right. Yeah, 20,000. Per car, right? 20,000 parts should be assembled at the assembly line. But how about for a FPSO or CFP? How many parts you expect? Hmm? Can be million, right? Can be million. Then you need a database to trace each of them, because each of them should be purchased and then also assembled somewhere to make one single plant. So it's a very complicated sequence, and also money, time delay, quality, all the things. All right. So standard is important for ocean plant. So Korea, I mentioned that big three shipyard is Hyundai, Daewoo, Samsung. Right? They started making a standard with ABS. ABS is American Bureau of Shipping. It's a shipping registration classification society of the United States in 5 years ago. And work item is material, design, procedure, equipment specification, outsourcing blocks and modules, and project management procedure. So they need a standard in this area. Right. And then for this kind of management, you need to use IT, information technology. And top layer shows the EPC cycle, engineering, procurement, construction. And for the engineering, we need a material list. Material list is a purchase list, component list, millions of components, right? They need to list it up and managed by a database system. Construction drawing, right? Construction drawing. For the workers, they need a work assignment like this one. At the bottom, there is a picture, very small picture, but for this picture, you need to have a drawing for the doing real assembly work using welding or using bolting, I don't know, depending on the situation. And then also another drawing at the top, center. There is a traditional way of drawing we are familiar with, but nowadays, left corner, bottom corner, 3D model of that drawing is used more and more. Eh? And then right-hand side top, there is a construction site. The whole plant is shown using 3D images. And bottom line, there is a material takeoff, procurement, and shipping, and warehousing, and then construction site. So in this all the cycle of EPC, we need to use IT technology to manage informations. Now, here's the number of components I mentioned before. The bottom line says increase of tag items in ocean plant and drawn by Shell company. Shell is an oil major. And then top to bottom, the right-hand side, the year of project is shown. So it starts from 1989, 1993, 2004, 2013. And red colored is the number of tags they managed is 60,000, 150,000, 650,000, and it comes with a million tag. Tag means, how can I say, identification to each component they handling. So name of the component, a million component they manage, or you can say address or identification. So tags. So document, and then something like a project. Let's go. Right. So procedure of detail engineering. They are saying from the top left, piping, electrical control, and then left bottom is AFC and PNID, and right bottom is AFC 3D modeling. AFC means approved for construction. Right? So drawing, usually in old days, but nowadays 3D CAD models, same function as drawings in old days. They need to be checked for the just before the construction by the surveyor, by some people who do some quality control. For my home construction, I do myself. So the builder or local builder to do my new home building with brick wall and French chandelier, he do sometimes I call me that he want to see me and then check his progress and then also make a small decisions like this one, approval for construction. So he called me that he finally get the chandelier coming from France. My wife want to check whether this is the same one she saw from her friend's house. Right? So he make sure that before he do your attachment to the installation. Right, good. It takes much time than expected. Any questions?
Just one question. Is this a true story? The chandelier story?
I have a similar story, but not same.
Exactly. Okay.
Right. Okay. Not exactly. Right. Because my wife has a special requirement too. Right. Myself too. Right. Any other? No. Then we will go into start from lecture by Julfika, right? So I will stop my slides. Julfika, do you have your slide as a video or with the sound? Then you need to have a sharing, special sharing. There is a tick box for sound.
Yes. Okay, I saw that.
Bottom left. Good. It's coming. You may try the slideshow. Oh, this is slideshow.